Hey guys, what's up? It is Mark with Boozy and Bezel, and I'm coming to you today with my second video. I am so excited. My first one was a little rough. I'll get the hang of this eventually. But yeah, thank you for watching that. And if you haven't, check it out. It goes into how I got into Scotch and bourbons and just whiskey in general. I definitely recommend it. You can see my progression as the videos go as well. So it'll be a lot of fun just to see me learn, get the hang of it, and grow. So today I'm bringing you my first ever Scotch review. As a huge Scotch guy, a distillery that I hold near and dear to my heart, I wanted to do something from the Benromach Distillery. The Benromach Distillery, when I was in Scotland, it really touched me. It really made me appreciate Scotch for what it truly is. And that's why I thought it was the perfect one to do. So a little bit of history about the distillery. They opened up in 1898 in Fours, Scotland, in the Speyside region. So the Speyside region in Scotland is kind of northeast. It's, if anyone's familiar with the geography, the Speyside region is kind of like here. Edinburgh's down here, right? So it's not terribly far. The Speyside region is known for their peated scotches, and they're very delicately peated. So I'm a huge peat person, so I do enjoy them. Benromach opened in 1898 from McCallum and Brickman. They founded the distillery then and then opened up officially to the public in 1900. They actually shut down a couple days later due to financial troubles. It took them a few years, 7 years actually, to reopen the distillery, and this time Brickman was bought out, and this came only under the McCallum name. So the distillery was then open for a couple years, and then it shut down again, and then it reopened a few years later, shut down again. You get this process. They did this a few times up until 1953, when the Distillers Company Limited, DCL, came in and picked them up. DCL is a very large, was a very large Scotch conglomerate that bought out Scotch distilleries in Scotland at the time. They then helped navigate them through all the way up until 1983, when you never will guess what happened. They closed again. Things had happened, a few years later, 10 years. You then have some new guys come in, Gordon MacPhail. Gordon MacPhail out of Elgin, and opened them in 1997. Finally, we're getting somewhat, I was 6 years old at this time. So the distillery is finally reopened this time, and they are open for good. At least, they're still open under the name. In 2009, they had the first release of an amazing Scotch, in my opinion, which is the Benromach 10. So in 1999, they distilled this, bottled it 10 years later. Now this is their flagship Scotch. This is also one of my favorite go-to Scotches. I will always be refilling this bottle whenever I empty it. It's good. So they did recently go through some changes, despite like I said, they didn't close down, but they did go through some changes in early 2020. Pre-COVID, they actually rebranded the entire company. So let me show you the old brand, and then I'll throw up a picture of how the new brand looks, because I have not seeked out any bottles on the new labeling. But yeah, so the old bottles have this really nice dark blue label for the Benromach 10. They have, some nice font here with a little whiskey drop, or it actually looks like someone crying because of how amazing the whiskey is. Clearly, that's a tear, because this is your tears of joy as you're drinking this. It has a little 10 in it. And the coolest part about this, which I really like, is actually the box. Yes, I was sold the box, but check this out. Beautiful rose gold foiled box, very similar to the label on the bottle. You have the dark blue label. You have your tears of joy again. Then you have this really nice hard plastic cap. It goes about a little bit about the distillery on the back. Oh yeah, this is my reserve bottle that I have of Benromach 10. So let's put that aside. Come with little pamphlets. Also goes into the distillery a bit, talks about their history, then goes into the tasty notes and aromas and things that you would expect to sense while you're having this bottle. But I didn't even get to the coolest part about this packaging. Yeah, this is a really flashy bottle. Stands out on the shelf. It's a really nice box. Who keeps their boxes? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I still have an iMac box. We won't get into that. Is this, right? Ooh, yeah, a little hard plastic cap. What's so special about this, Mark? Yeah, you tell me. Anyways, you know what you're missing from your collection? Everyone's missing this. Yeah, it is a Scotch stand. Who needs a Scotch stand? Everyone. Did you know you needed that? And you did not, but I promise you, you needed it. It's actually really cool. The only downfall is this would have been so much cooler if that fit. It doesn't. Whatever. But such a really, really cool feature. Random, but it's still cool. So I am not the only person that likes this this whiskey. I know for a fact. And there are some things people don't like about them. And I'll get into that really fast. And that is that they do not state non-chilled filtered, and they do not state no color added. That is a big turnoff in the whiskey world. No matter who you are, whether it's bourbon, Irish whiskey, Indian whiskey, Japanese whiskey. So if it doesn't state it on the label, people assume it happened. Benromach did come out and say they do lightly chill filter their scotches. Is that a huge, make or break thing? To some people, yes, I enjoy it. I don't think they've ever come out and said that they add color to this, but it is a very uniform color. And, these are two separate batches, and those are pretty identical. You can sometimes tell with different batches, though, the bottles, they will be different colored. But yeah, so that's that. I'll get that out of the way. But they've won a lot of awards. In 2018, the Benromach 10 had won the best 10-year-old and younger at the Los Angeles International Whiskey Convention, and also their 15-year-old. They do make a 15-year-old that also won in 2018 the best 20 and under Scotch at the same convention. So 2 big categories Benromach took home. That's not all. In 2019, they actually went along and won even a bigger award. That was at the World Whiskey Awards in London. The 10-year-old took home the best 12 years and under. Now that's big, because 12 years is a really good year for Scotch. And there's a lot of competition in really good Scotch at the 12-year mark. And this beat them all out. So that is saying something about this distillery. And then the 15-year-old came in and also took an award. That won the best Speyside 20 and under. Not the best whiskey, like the 10-year-old, but the best Speyside. There are a lot of Speyside distilleries. So those are really good. And you know who also really likes this? Ralfy. So if you don't know Ralfy, Ralfy is a really cool Scotch reviewer. He has been he's been my Yoda. He literally is my Jedi Master. And I've learned so much from him. And in 2014, I believe, 2014, he voted this his whiskey of the year. That's huge. I'm actually going to link his review down here, and I will link his re-review. He was not too fond of Benromach 10 in the re-review under the new branding. So I will admit the label is a little cheesy. And it's not as special and stands out as much as this. So let's get into this. Need your Glencairn. So this is, the Benromach 10 is 80% bourbon, 20% sherry cask. So that's, you're immediately gonna get that sherry sweetness to this. Immediately on the nose, I smell malty, biscuity, almost like a bakery. I imagine a whiskey bakery. Now that would be cool. A biscuit bakery is what I meant. You also get a little fruity note. Fresh fruits, not dried fruits. That tends to be a note a lot of people pick up. I get fresh fruit. I am getting sherry. So it is sweet, you know, the light hint of sherry. And the note that comes through at the end is the peat. It is very delicately peated. The sherry and the sweet are definitely the most prominent noses you get on this. All right. Yeah, so biscuit, fresh fruit. That fresh fruit actually is reminding me of an apple. Green apple, probably. Maybe a Granny Smith. You know, you grab it and just, that's, you know, you're at the grocery store and grabbing fruit and just sniffing it. Don't do that right now. This is 2021, February. This is still COVID times. It's probably highly frowned upon. And make sure as you're sniffing, as you're nosing the whiskey, you go from nostril to nostril and you open your mouth slightly just to get the, you know, so you don't burn your nose. You know, it's hilarious watching people go, yeah, don't do that. This is not the 80s. All right, let's go in for a little taste. Cheers. First thing I'm noticing is the sherry. It is very delicate and very sweet. I'm also getting the light maltiness there. The fruit is definitely coming through. Going for one more. It's creamy. It's a creamy maltiness to that. You're still getting that peat, very, very delicate. It is coming through a little stronger now, obviously, on the palate. But it's the perfect balance. You do have the creamy maltiness, the light sherry, the light sweetness, a delicate peat. You are still getting the fresh fruit. Definitely not tasting a Granny Smith apple, but I am still getting the fruit. The finish. One of my favorite things about this is the finish. It's long, it's oily. You can even tell from the glass. You can see the oil still sticking to the side. I do get a little butterscotch. The malt is then dissipating, but it does hang out. And then the fruits. The fruits kind of just, you know, the fruits are definitely the undertone here in the finish. But it's, you know, definitely, it's very, very long. It's oily. You are getting some butterscotch, a little bit of maltiness. The peat kind of disappears. And then the fruits, now those kind of disappear. One more. Cheers. All right. Oh, yeah. So, one thing I always do with my scotches, I add some water. I have this wonderful 1/4 teaspoon that was not stolen by my girlfriend's dad. Well, it was not stolen by him from my girlfriend's mom. That was gifted to me to use in this beautiful cognac glass for my water. I promise, Mrs. D, you are not missing a spoon, and Mr. D did not take it. I always add a little 1/4 teaspoon, drop it in. Put that to the side because I will spill it. I am clumsy. Give it a little swirl. Not too aggressive. All right, let's go in for the scent. Let's nose this guy. Oh yeah, this is where the flavor, the aroma really opens up here. The fruit has changed. I am not getting an apple, like a green apple. I'm getting more of tropical fruit. Pineapple, citrus. The peat is definitely more delicate, and you definitely will notice that with all lightly peated scotches. When you add water, the peat scent does tend to dissipate. But you still get that. It's very, very delicate now. Like it was delicate before, but now it's really delicate. I'm getting some oak, very light, slightly charred. not fresh oak. You didn't cut down a tree, you just lit that tree on fire. And it's like your neighbor's tree, maybe behind you. And the sherry's still there. You're still getting the sweet sherry. Let's go in for another drink. Cheers, everyone. It's a little bit of water. This is where the Scotch shines, in my opinion. This is where it shines. I'm getting toasted malt, and I love toasted malt. I enjoy creamy malt, but to me, toasted is where it's at. Toasted malt, the sherry really comes through. It's very sweet. Oh yeah, that is there. I'm still getting the fresh fruit. It's definitely tropical. Yes, this is more of a tropical fruit right now. Orange, citrus. I did last time I made an old fashioned break off that orange peel and chewed on it. Not as strong, but definitely coming through. I did not take a bite out of a fruit at the grocery store. I wish I could do that. I did not. And another thing that I absolutely love about this is the finish. The finish is so strong. The fresh fruits are still coming through with the water. The maltiness is still there, but it's definitely toasted. And it just hangs out. It just sits in your mouth and coats it and just, yeah. One more sip because I love this. That finish is something else. It's amazing what a little bit of water does. I know a lot of people really say water doesn't do much. I promise you, water does do something. And in this case, water really opens this up. It tones down the peat just so slightly, but the malt really changed from creamy to a toasted. And that's really where it shines. And tropical fruit, and yeah, it's so good. As you can tell, I can't say enough good things about Benromach 10. I mean, I love Benromach so much. I've picked up... Oh, by the way, I am going to recommend this bottle. Clearly, that's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to say whether I recommend or don't recommend. I'm not going to rate them on a number like some other whiskey reviewers do. That will drive me nuts. So I'm going to say buy, yes, buy, maybe if for the right price, or don't buy. This bottle is a fantastic price. You can find them anywhere from $40 up to $50, $55. Every time I see this under $50, I pick up Old Label, the old style box. I did find a store that sells them for $39. I'm almost tempted to make the 2.5 hour drive and just load up my trunk. And I have a hatchback. I can fit a lot in there, and they have 19 in stock. I would be thrown out that window. I said that in the intro, but I'm high up. That would hurt. Yeah. So in that price range, this is fantastic. They also offer a 15-year-old. The 15-year-old's a little bit more expensive, around $75. They make an organic, which I also have. That is around $60-65. That's pretty interesting. I'm not going to get into detail about all of their stuff. I will do a video just on Benromach because I love them. They make a 21-year-old, a cash strength vintage, and then I think I said 21-year-old, but I'll say it again. That's new to 2020 and core collection. And then they make a 30-year-old that's been discontinued. I turn 30 this year, so guess what I'm after? You got it. I have the 15, the organic, the 10-year-old, the cash strength, the vintage cash strength, and I have those, the 15, 10, yeah, I have those. I'm missing the 21. I'm missing the 30. That's it. So, that is my quick, review on Benromach. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do recommend this. Wait. Before we go, I have a pretty large collection of scotches and bourbons, so I'm not going to be able to decide. I was thinking, do I want to do every other? Let's make it a little more fun. This is, 2021. So, for sake, all my scotches will be odd numbers, and all my bourbons will be even numbers. So I'm going to ask Alexa to pick a random number between 0 and 10. Let's see what she says. Alexa, can you pick a random number between 0 and 10, please? For some reason, she heard me in my bedroom, which is there. What? I have one right here! Oh my god. Let's try that again. I just shut my bedroom door. All right, Alexa, pick a number between 0 and 10.
Your random number between 0 and 10 is 4.
4. There you have it. Next review will be a bourbon. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole video. Please like, subscribe, share, notifications on. You guys have a great night. Hope you have poured yourself a dram. I hope you pick up this bottle. I do. And I hope you pick it up, and I hope you enjoy it. Well, cheers. Repurchased. Nope, cut, cancel, fuck that.